Hello, old souls. My name is Steph, your nkblot oracle. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to dive in today to a cosmic message, Starseed inspired. So if you're here, get ready to perceive and receive. Thank you for sharing, and subscribing. And if you'd like, you can check out my House of Scrying channel at the description box below. When you're ready, take a moment to close the eyes, cleanse the palette of perception, and when you're ready, open your eyes. We're going to go with 1, 2, 3. Maybe you'll choose a 2-1, a 3-1-2, whatever feels good to you. If any of the ink blots, the scrolls are standing out to you, or they're partnering cards, any shapes or symbols standing out, speaking to you, please feel well to comment them below as your insights do expand and we all become the oracles, the readers, the seers, etc. But I will see you at your choice, wherever you may choose. Your adventure. Let's go. Number 1. Numero uno. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, do your thing, chicken wing. Let's dive into this Starseed cosmic message for you today. All right. Something about water. And I'm hearing that song from when I was a kid. It's my water, baby. See it? I don't know, something about that. Maybe water, water weight, hydration. I also want to note, I'm going to use it very blanketly, but follow what you know first, like avians or maybe a water planet. The color light blue, of course. This feels very throat opening sound kind of starseed space. And when I'm saying that, you might speak in tones and whatnot that kind of reverbs out like water. Yeah. Yeah, I see the birds there. There's their the little beak. I also want to note in the tarot card that came with it, the Navigator of Leviathans or Leviathans, they're actually quite similar. And here's like the legs of this boat, and the legs are down here. There is a blue. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Obviously it's blue, I can see it. This is a darker blue though. This is like a mist blue. So I feel like I'm looking more at clouds, and you might be a cloud scryer. Not that you need to scry at all, but just even you might be attracted to the sky and the sea as you're above and below bearings, the air element, the water element. And you can see the reflections, receive messages, or, you know, like here you're seeing the shapes and symbols that may speak to you. They don't need to have any great meaning, but it's almost like this silent sound communication that you receive from your star family, if you want to call it that, from your, how do I want to say that? Because it's a very specific feeling I'm sensing. Because it's in the silence. This is, yeah, welcome to Steph being abstract. It's like I'm looking up at the clouds and the sky, whether it's the night sky, clouds, the weather, and you receive communications from it. You can feel things, maybe even feel the weather. Like the water of the world is the conduit for you. Maybe also you might be more empathic in nature, but it's connected to the existence beyond the clouds and under the sea. And while it's in this space of no sound but sound, it's like an emanation that you receive from your star family, your star seed self, like the spark of your oldest soul of creation, if we must and if we may apply a time or a limitation to that, but so we can connect to it. That's what this feels like. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I feel like in this moment also, if you're here and you're still here, is that you have a higher sense of purpose. Yeah, higher sense of purpose. And you also have the sight line like a telescope to draw things seemingly very far away, closer, so you can get a good look at it. So in the way I want to say that for my own example coming through is, it's like looking up at the clouds, maybe you see a polar bear and you decide to, you see the polar bear, you decide, yep, it's a polar bear. And then you draw it through the telescope to you, polar bear. And then maybe you Google the symbolic meaning of a polar bear, or maybe you draw it down, again, telescope style in this, maybe it's even telepathy, that the polar bear was your, not trying to be insensitive, but dead father's favorite animal, or is something that was given to you. Maybe it's an ancestor from Serbia or Alaska. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can draw it down through the telescope. And you might see a million other things, right? You might be like, oh, well, there's a strawberry in the sky, or there's a face, and there's this. But there are things that stand out to you, like through this, like those light things. The light, it's very early in the morning. And then it has the thing where it shows like the cascade around the room. So all the things are there. But really what stands out to you is it's like you trust that. And maybe there's part of that to remind yourself that, at least in this moment, yes, your higher self, your spirit, your starseed fam, your oldest soul of sorts is communicating to you. And you don't need to worry about picking everything up as meaningful to you in that moment. In that moment. All right. There's also a spider in here, if a spider means anything to you. The spider is weaving, and it's actually weaving. The spider head is the bloom of a tree and is weaving the trunk. So it's like I'm seeing a tree trunk being 3D printed, and it has a door in it. There is a door, and this spider is pointing to it. I also want to know something about the throat is coming through, and maybe not just the throat. If the throat is the trunk, if the spider head is you, apply how you may. Again, I wanted 8 eyes. I think it's 8 legs, but I'm seeing 8 eyes as well, so 8 might be symbolic to you. This is the trunk of the tree, but also the space to the shoulders. So there could be a certain amount of stress that's being carried. I'm seeing off to the side somebody with luggage. Maybe you're going on vacation or a retreat, or you're going to shower yourself with, I don't know, space, time, beauty. Maybe you're just going to take a shower, and that's how you not only cleanse the physical body, but it's like a space for you to clear out. It's like being in a steam room. Somebody here from the afterlife, if this message is for one, thank you for holding space. They're saying, I remember when you were like this tall. And maybe somebody significant to you in this ancestral lineage passed when you were this tall. You know what I mean? When people used to say, I remember you when you were only this big. But they're referencing that, and they're seeing you grow and glow, and it's really quite beautiful because they're part of this family. It's more of a frequency, but family feels close. It feels close as a word. All right, I'm going to give this a flip, and we'll start adding on some more cards. I hope you are doing well. If you are also a subscriber or watcher over at a House of Scrying, starting December 1st, I'm doing over on Telegram a very exclusive experience of like an advent calendar, a very oracle card, JPEG oracle card a day with some insights. If you'd like to join us, the link is in the description box below. We're starting December 1st, but you are welcome to start anytime. Your day one can be anytime. But if you want to go through it live as it unfolds, all right. We have here peace and beauty coming through in the Cave of Ice. Okay, so remember when I was talking about, yeah, I see you up there. when you were this big. So for some, it might have been a mother specifically. This also could be a starseed, mother energy. And I'm going to say it, mothership, mothership. And they see you. They see you seeing them from a past life. You would call it a past life, or I would call it a past life, IUE me, but it's a really close incarnation, like the one just before this one, or, you know, it was really, really close by. And that's why it feels so natural and normal to you. Watching you glow and grow, glow and grow. There is also an elder gentleman energy, masculine energy, male or female expressed, and they watch over you. I want to just reiterate because it's coming through again. Sky and sea, sky and sea. I don't know why that seems so pertinent, but there it is. Peace be with you, and please receive the pieces of peace that you receive. There's something about a tablecloth coming through. In the cave of winds, of air, and of the mind is closure. And looking, you know, I'm going to read art first. So whether you're looking at walking away or focusing on walking towards. Okay, so if you're here, you left the mothership to have a very specific experience here and now. This is the doorway. Remember when we were talking about the doorway from the OG side in the tree trunk? And then there's the doorway in the mind. You also have a doorway, a gateway in the mind space, maybe when you're sleeping, maybe astral traveling, maybe you had an out-of-body experience. Maybe this is just a knowing that you have. And this is like we're catching a visitation. This visitation seems to be when you, this frequency fam, starseed fam, connects into it, right? Hypnagogic state or in-between moments. Again, looking at all the clouds and picking up on the one or two symbols that really stand out and speak to you. Here's the thing I just want to throw out there. Make sure you close your doors. And I mean that in the space of how it's coming through. You receive it however you'd like. When you go in and out of these states, even if you're waking up, it's like taking a moment to close the door, you know, so that it can be enticing to leave the door open always, so that it's like this mishmash, but it's always mishmashed, right? It's always there, and you trust that it comes through the earthly realm for you to know that you're connected, your insights, whatever the case is. But there's something about the door specifically, because it's like your private entrance. And this is it's, I'll say it the way I heard it, it's like your underwear drawer in your dresser. You know, the dresser's right there. But there's something about your privacy, there's something about your intimates and delicates that it's, you know, just, we don't wear the underwear on the outside of our clothes. I don't really know why or how this is making sense, but notably, if you've been in a state of unsure, now this may not be spoken or validated by anyone external to IUE me, but please have confidence in this connection. End. Stop. Period. And then I almost have this feeling, like in my mind, of like, oh, am I, I am closing the door on non-confidence and having confidence in it. And that is not going to necessarily be spoken to anyone or about anyone. External, this is something this is a knowing. You're just like, yeah, I know that. Hopefully that made sense. Cave of Hearth Fires. There's something about the sun coming through as well. In the Cave of Hearth Fires of the heart and hearth, empowerment. This woman energy, this mothership energy of sorts. And if you're like, mothership is too alien for me, please don't, land in just the mothership of sorts. It's the maiden mother crone energy. It is your feminine energy that has actually been working into and through. Yeah, it's a certain sundial of sorts. It's like coming to Earth as an experience, because in this space it feels like you're primarily from a planet that has all water and sky for the majority, not in its entirety, for the majority. And there's an earth element being incorporated or investigated, and you're on a mission to have that experience to bring back to your frequency family. I hope this makes sense. I kind of want to note that, like, back to the closure of feeling non-confident, or not feeling confidence, but now having confidence and just saying, it is. I can feel a little crazy if I was to share this with the guy at the grocery store, or maybe even a close friend, but they don't really align in out of the box thinking. So why would I tell them? Why would I converse with them about that? I'm not going to get any sort of validating confidence, right? So I feel like you're very choosy on purpose with this connection. But this is the energy of empowerment here. If you're requiring it, because there's compassion in this cosmic connection, that you're not going to receive empowerment necessarily from the gas station attendant, or maybe even your best friend or your partner. You're going to get it from this connection, this empowerment to know this private connection. This is like having a VPN. That's what this is like. You've just got a VPN. Okay, love it. Oh, I gotta sneeze one moment. Hold on. Sorry. I don't edit my videos. The best I can do is pause. And nobody wants to see somebody sneeze, because it's just like this, like, convulsion. Oh, anywho, we're back. In your Cave of Rivers, talent. And look at that. Look at that. You make me feel like dancing. Something about dancing with the stars. You could also be a dancer. You don't have to be skilled at dancing to dance. Movement. Moving as the earth receiver and transmitter to your star fam and your earth fam too, if you want to, land in it with that. And now I'm all phlegmy. I'm all phlegmy. But I've also been eating things that I'm quite allergic to, so, consequences. Something about your elbows. I'll come back to that in a second, because it's not getting quite clear. An inspiration. Coming in the Cave of Earth. Okay, this is how I want to say this. On the bottom is answers. Very Odin-y. Love it. Touched by an angel. Not creepy touched, like touched by an angel. Did you ever watch that show, but Touched by an Angel? I'm hearing a song, maybe Sarah McLachlan, I'm not entirely sure. Far away from here, far away from here. Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. Anyway, the point being is far away from here. In the arms of an angel. That's what she's saying. In the arms of the angel, far away from here. So first, if you have people that you're close to, that have passed, that have crossed in this lifetime to beyond this lifetime, and also to this kind of star cosmic family that you have, or your connection to them, they're quite existing. Well, everyone's living and existing, but for these guys specifically, there hasn't been a death. They just are existing in another dimension or another realm, in the stars, in the sea, whatever the case is. But it's almost like, it's like being homesick through a grieving process, but nothing has happened, you know? And so it's like, how do you explain that to somebody who's like, I'm grieving a loss because I left to do this mission. And so it's like having grief with no person, place, or thing to really apply it to. A homesickness, even though you're home here for now. It's almost like Earth in some weird way is like a big old Airbnb. Like, you're just here visiting. For some of you, it might be you're here kind of like on a vacation. You know, you're like, okay, you know, you'd be sabbatical of sorts, a starseed sabbatical. I love it. But yeah, I've been touched by the realms of not only angelic, alien, however you might lean into that. And you might be here on behalf of looking for answers that might not quench a question here, for here and now, but you know it's for another aspect of you. I also want to know, before I let you go and before I move on to number 2, for anyone that has gone through an emotional, no, I'm not going to say enlightenment yet. You've closed the door on someone or something, some sort of interaction. This has been very empowering, strength building, inspiring that you have made this decision, this boundary for yourself, of yourself. And I'm very proud of you for doing such, because it is enlightening. It feels like if I was retaining water and holding on to the emotion or the energy of some sort of relationship, friendship, connection, it is earthly. So it is here and now. And it feels recent that I've made this decision to, change jobs, a breakup, or start a friendship with somebody, whatever the case is. It's being celebrated because it's very empowering that you've done that. And I want you to know that, because it's beautiful that you chose pieces of you. And something about putting up with and stopping that, putting up with something under the guise of being maybe the bigger person, the better person, the martyr, and you put a stop to it, and you're like, no. Okay, so we definitely have mother and father figures here. Cosmic Father Sky, Mother Earth, however you want to feel this. And please know that I feel like something's bestowed to you. A talent, a gift, a skill. It's all very empowering. It's all very inspiring. And if you needed a reminder, I'm glad you received it here. All right. Thank you so much for being you. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I will see you at number 2 or number 3, depending on where you choose. And if not, I will see you next week. All right. So much. Numero 2. Let's go. When you are ready, here is your scroll. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time, personal use only. Tell us what you see, sense, or feel. All that kind of good stuff. And then your accompanying tarot card from the Steampunk Tarot, I believe it's called, Time Machine. All right. Things are about to get good. Okay, so Starseed, cosmic message, but yours comes from more the fire element, ancient fire, the origins of creation here on Earth. Pterodactyls. So, okay, so I might be in like Jurassic time to... Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave it at Jurassic time. Something's about like to take off. I don't know what this is, but I'm just gonna say it. There, I said it. There, I said it. Something's about to take off. There is, in how we say here, at least right now, and so I will acknowledge that there's some timeline that you not only have left closed or decided to quantum, all the beautiful words that we have right now to express even such a thing. Because it's all really the same timeline. You're just making different choices and decisions, branching out. Anyway, you get the gist. But you've like blown up. I don't know. I feel like this is a really positive thing. Like, get ready, whether it's, you know, you're going to blow up in your career or relationship. And I mean that in a good way. Like, it's just going to go, it's like we're going to take the next step or whatever, they get deep in the relationship, whatever the case is. And you know how they say it's like reverting to the old self. That's not an option here. It's been cremated. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. There's no going back. Because back is now in the spirit of like the Jurassic and the dinosaurs, and I know nothing about science or anything, but they're like, it's oil now for you. It's transformed. It's oil now that can be refined into fuel for you. Forging ahead. You have a very serious ancestor here. And it's like, I want to say it's more indigenous to Aboriginal in their stories. And I'm sure there's many other cultures, so please don't hold me to just that. But in the simplicity of their stories of the stars, there's a knowing that there's a knowing that while we walk the earth, you're an ancestor now of that very timeline, maybe of your family, karma, lineage, however you want to apply all the words here. You are a point in time that, say, 2,000 years in the future, when a different version of you or this current lineage and family looks back like a family tree and they get to you, and that's when they see something changed by your existence. This does not necessarily mean it's fantastical or that it's like, well, they accomplished this or there's some empire, or yes, those are expressions of it, but this can also be just you deciding to not repeat, choosing what you do repeat, how you transmuted what was emotionally, whatever the case is in your family. You are the point of change. And somebody in the future, this version of you, or another soul that comes into incarnate into this lineage, is and will, they're doing it right now, referencing you as the point of change, the catalyst. And it's like they're doing a school project. I'm not saying they're young. It could even be very serious research that they're doing to almost try and, I don't want to say mimic because it's not like that, to be inspired by that. Because now they're in their eras, like the Jurassic, or their period, and they want to utilize your work and wisdom of just being you and how you did this. So you're the elder here and now. Is that, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I feel like it does. I'm not going to get too constipated in there. There's this celebration that's happening up here. I feel like I am in a core, the Earth's core. So you might also, maybe this is like with the Aboriginal Indigenous, and why I believe that for the time that I've studied with them, there's stories from up. There's also inner Earth. And here's the thing, while I'm going inner Earth, I feel like there's a celestialness that's not out and up, it's in and down, that you have connection with. It's like the umbilical cord goes both ways. But there's something about the fire element, sacral of creation. Yeah, there's a jungle cat in here. What is this jungle cat? Okay, pick your favorite jungle cat. I do believe it's more tiger oriented, but I'm not seeing the tiger stripes. So it's making it a little curious for me. Something about vultures. Interesting. Voodoo dolls is coming through as well. Okay. In the cave of, let's get all of these. In the cave of ice, we have woodwives, adaptability, horned cactus for resourcefulness, and then in the hand, the universe is your partner. This card here is this card here. You are the resource that the future, a gajillion years in the future of evolution, they're looking, you are a point of reference. And again, it's right here. Even though I'm saying future, it's like it's happening right now. They are looking at what you did and made change. You are a resource, a reflection of history. That's what this feels like. I feel like you get lots of sparks of inspiration and insight. Insight is not always inspirational, but in this case, right in this moment, I'm like, oh, I feel very inspired by you. I feel very inspired. And I'm hearing that, it's almost like in the hand right there. I got the whole world. This is not about ownership either. There's something about that. It's not so much ownership. Oh, sorry, excuse me. But you do own your shit. Does that make sense? Not ownership, but you own it. You own it. Yeah, you own something of yourself. Something about legs, and they've been healing, or crutches. I'm seeing like Forrest Gump when he had the braces on his feet or legs. Can I flip this? Yes. Is it time? All right. I'm going to just prepare. Cave of Winds. There's a fountain and a hieroglyph here. Cave of Winds is deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. Card 11, if 11 means anything to you. I feel very fussy with my face and my lips, and it's almost like you might be a tinker, a tapper. I feel very tangible here, and I like the tangibility. It's like really appreciating the 5 senses. You know, touch, taste, hearing. It's like, oh my goodness, how specific that experience may be to Earth. But your mind is connected to the deep space starseeds. Like, I don't even know if this type of okay. In the simplest way, I'm just going to say, because what's popular is Anunnaki. It's like from the originating, or what the story is, one of the stories here of the origin of creation of humans here anyway. Not the elements, but you're part of the beginning. You are part of the beginning. And I think you're also part of, you might be in whatever channel this is, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, beginning something. Beginning again, doesn't matter. It begins here because it's already transformed. And maybe you're just acknowledging the ways it did or didn't work, and you begin here. So it's not a beginning again, but it's a here. And I feel very present in that. I feel very, very present. In the Cave of Hearth Fires is Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Look at the coloring of that card. Yeah, you're on fire. You are on fire. You know how when people say that, it's like, you're on fire. They don't say, you're on water. You're on earth. Oh my goodness. You're on space. You're on fire. Seeing troll dolls. Bows and arrows. Yeah, see there, and there's like artifacts here. Wow. There's a whole thing going on down here. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to interact with it. Something about giraffes, if giraffes mean anything to you. Yeah, it's kind of like void space. I see, yeah. There's masculine energy here. He's giving me the thumbs up. He's got a brown baseball cap on. I just heard I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to get to work. 10 in the time machine. 10 hours, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 months, 10 months. In the Cave of Rivers is Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call, card 13. So I want to know, this is like one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's so damn beautiful. And yet I like quasi, like I'm upset that it's referred to or related to the words Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call. Just me personally. But I get it. Number 13 for me is my integration number. It's my key and then turning the key to a new stability of 4. But you've already gone through the gates of your mind because you've blown up a timeline. Yeah, I love it. Something about snowshoes as well. There might have been a time where feeling wise anyway, in the Cave of Rivers. And I'm hearing like in examples, like, oh, it's just not time yet. It's not the right time. It's not time yet. Or maybe being told you're not ready. I just heard bullshitting a bullshitter. The flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz. There might have been some envy around you. So whatever, even let's just say, let's keep it personal, that this part of us watching, because what they're doing is they're watching this. Thank you. I don't think I've ever read it this way. So that's an opening that maybe you were noticing as well. Good for you for refusing a certain call, for not taking someone's call, for not tolerating the back and forth of their hoot and hollers. Some calls, it is the best thing you can do. Whatever a call or calling is, you know, whatever they... Good for you for refusing it. For not dimming yourself to somebody else's want or desire for you. Because I think even in some way, shape, or form, this message might be for one, so just thank you for holding space for this to come out. You dabbled in it to get a gist, you know, do your investigative research, just like this future version. Looking, you're like, okay, well, let me look into this. Somebody made an offer, or they want to get closer to you, whatever the case is. And you're like, okay, well, let me do some work. Let me do some research. And you're like, yeah, nah, that doesn't feel good. No, not doing it. So good for you. Good for you. Yeah, perfect storm. The courage to step into your life. Card 44. Yeah, many masks, the authentic self. This is how I'm feeling you in this starseed spirit form. You have been around this sun, this cycle, overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. You're not allowing someone else to overwhelm you with what they want for you. No. Moose is coming through as well. There's also something pagan-y here. Again, insert anything else that might feel in that way. I'm also seeing, I think it's Persian or Persia. It feels super old. It's like old god stuff, like the god of fire. It's creation. I don't know how else to say it. It's plainly creation. Let there be light. Let there be light. Your authentic self is here expressed. Everything about this earthly experience, starseed, however you might receive this cosmic message. Yeah. Please know it does not take or hasn't. I know sometimes compassionately I want to say, like, if it feels like by being earthly, we're not being authentic because you know or you sense your source form isn't earthly. And it could feel, it's almost like this life of sorts, in the way the elements are expressed, can steal or thief from our authentic awareness. And while that's a perspective and a compassionate feeling to that, that is not the case. Your essence and connection to creation is here to be a part of creation. This is the call. You already answered the call. And you are here on behalf of a celestial collective that I'm going to place up in the sky, but also in Earth. So I don't know if there's like a wormhole, smoke people as well. Do I want to say people? Maybe you like scry smoke or use incense a lot. Anything that would be in that air of apparitional energy. Because that's like where the formlessness feels free. But I don't want to poo-poo the limitations of being in density, the compression to be in density. It's an experience that your essence, you have chosen because of this work you're doing for history and the future all at the same time. Because there is something that you're changing. You change the game if there needs to be a game. And there was someone or something that very much so tried to distract you, and you didn't let that happen. Oh, they're golden gooses down there, laying golden eggs. Those golden eggs I'm also seeing now before I let you go. In Game of Thrones, like the eggs, the dragon eggs, and then they are born in the fire. So it's like that. You also might work with ceramics or be curious about creating with ceramics or clay anyway. And or cooking. Oh, the fire element feels strong in you and I love it. You're part of the OGs, woodwives, you adapt. There's so many resources here. It's okay to refuse some of them when they don't feel good. Or they just, it's not even like that needs to be insulting. Like, well, that doesn't feel good. I don't want to do that. It's just like, it's not for me. It's not for me. And if someone's trying to sell you why it's for you, yeah. I see a tornado as I said that. And again, it's like that smoke. It's like, and you got lots of dinosaurs here, so yeah, old. Jurassic, you know? All right. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to head on over to number 3 if you'd like to join us, or maybe you're heading over to number 1 and number 3. Either way, until next time, so much love. Bye. Twinkle and tick. Oh, look how bright it is now. The sun's starting to come out. Let's go. All right, number 3. Here's your scroll that would like to speak with you, your Starseeds scroll. If you see, sense, or feel anything, you know the drill, as it's getting very bright out. Feel well to comment or just your choice. And your tarot card that came out with it is Solarium. Ooh. Do you see how in the scroll, see if I can do this. See this light here? You've got like a halo. It's like a rainbow halo. It's a magnetism as well. Okay, so follow that down. And then that's here. I don't know if the lighting, there's some gold and silver down here. What is this? Okay, let me wander into it. Freckles. So there are spirit scribes that send you, I'm going to call this divine information. You might call it esoteric knowledge. You might feel it as psychicness, downloads, is the term used a lot in the here and now. Crocs, like the shoes, Crocs. Is it Crocs? Yeah. And or the Dutch version of them, clogs. This information that seems to be around you feels very source-like. And or source-y. Which I'm not going to apply light or dark to one or the other, but overall in a defining way. But in this case, it does feel like the light and the dark of source energy, source and sorcery. There's something about safety here. I feel very investigative, micro over the macro. Like almost like a biologist or a microscope of something. There is a Garden of Eden feel here. Okay. Sorry, not sorry at all. This Garden of Eden, symbolically speaking, oh, it's so sunny out now. Boy, there's a new fruit. There's a new fruit here. This is what I feel like I'm investigating. There's a new fruit. So in this space as well, because it's starseed cosmic message oriented, this has a hybridization feel to it, making something beyond the borders of just one. There's a hybridization. Yeah. Yeah, it feels hybridized. It's a very curious feeling. I'm leaning into it. I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to lean into it without a feeling or thought process of less pure. I'm actually feeling more than. It's like taking the best of an apple and the best of a grape and making a grapple. Now that grapple is, maybe I'm grappling with something, or maybe this is, maybe you're grappling with that. Maybe you're also a grappler. Is that a thing? I'm seeing, I don't know, is it like wrestling or something? I don't know. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to wander back over to the closer to the beginning, source and sorcery, the light and the dark, if I must and if I may. And I might grapple with trying to define if I am light or dark, i.e. me, of course. Am I good or am I evil, depending on the perspective and the context that I'm in. But the curious thing about it is in this moment, while I'm acknowledging it, I'm free from it. And I'm whole as the hybridization of two halves, because it's the best parts of two halves. Whatever the most potent parts that you have chosen, the most powerful, maybe, compassionate, maybe, whatever these seeds are, starseed, you are whole from the best of both worlds. I feel, yeah, that's just it. There it is. Okay, let's keep going. There is some coverage or foliage. You might be really familiar with working with another person, a friend, a lover, whatever the case is, as whether or not they too are in hybrid, the wholeness of hybrid, they are helpful. It's like balancing the light and the dark at the same time. You don't need to, you're all, you're one, you're whole, but it's like you can, through whoever this person is, or maybe it's an item or a teaching or a modality, it keeps or brings the perspective of the other to have a voice as well. And I know I feel like I'm talking about separation, but I really feel whole, and the people around you, the things that you choose, accentuate the wholeness of it, of you, and of them, There is something here. Now, I don't know if it's how I can say it kindly or gently. Oh, there's a football player in here. Is it football? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's football. And not soccer football, like American football. Football. Where was I going on the other space? If you work with someone or something else, or decide, whatever these kind of mirror things are, people, places, the wholeness of the whole, and likewise of you, if you're working with someone else, please know that in any sort of like ego way, if this message is just for one, please, thank you for holding space, but receive or release freely. Because there might be the sensation that you might feel a way when you're working with somebody, and or likewise in different situations, they might feel a way working with you. Something about like, being subservient or second. I want to just light and dark. They are hybrid, the best seeds of the whole. So there's no placement here. There's no hierarchy that you get to apply to make the light or the dark feel better about yourself, the esoteric, the exoteric. And maybe if one has been trying to place things, because this is the compartmentalized earthly experience for map making and drawing, but it kind of hurts. That hierarchy hurts here. And I don't know if you have felt it or exude. I don't know what the case is, but I just want to note that it feels very unanimous and united. That doesn't mean it looks 50-50. I don't know how else to better explain that. It's like what equality is in presence and power, but how it's expressed in the experiences, maybe of, going to work, your intuitive side seems to take a back seat, so your intellect, and then you come home and maybe with your friends, it's movable, it is orchestrated, so there's no worry about trying to be intellectual all the time, or into, you know what I'm saying? There's something about that. All right. Hopefully I said that well enough, but if not, sorry. Not sorry. There's headphones as well, so think about listening to certain kinds of music and being very, very mindful about that. What makes you feel away? And you have a connection to levels beyond just hearing sound through the ears. So you have some, it's kind of like that halo-y thingy, that information coming down. I don't know if it's like light codes, dark codes, I don't know what it is. But you have access to, it's almost like I want to say in the spirit of like Starseeds in this cosmic message, you have access to galaxies far, far away, or maybe they're not known here, Yeah. That doesn't make them less than. It doesn't, I don't feel like I need to defend it. It feels like I just have that knowing, but they're not close in proximity at this time. Okay. Receiving. Oh, I'm telling you, look at all that music and those waves in there. And it's right there in the scroll. Something about mantids as well. Insects, jungle, insects. They're very like Amazon-y. That's in the Cave of Ice. This is something I want to say as it's coming through, and I can see that gold there. What you say and do affects you first, is for you first, and then from there it emanates out. Again, it's like the music thing. Codes. I feel like there's I'm kind of back up in those scribes there. And they're drawing information from what I think is like deep space. Oh, okay. It's the cosmic egg. But your cosmos that you're connected to is outside of the cosmos that the collective, as I'm feeling in this moment, can comprehend. It just is. But again, put IUE there, and there are other cosmoses unknown to your home base cosmos. So this isn't about all knowing. This just is. Feels very acceptance. So these scribes draw information from a cracked cosmic egg, and I say it like it's purposefully cracked. And they can draw from it and send it out to you. In the Cave of Winds is the perfection of your life, card 30. Something about trees and, no. I feel like I'm in my own body. One moment. I don't think they're exactly bagpipes, but something along that lines. I will say I'm thanking God for someone or something. I am thanking God. I'm also going to note, I feel like I'm doing, or receiving, not sure. Well, receiving is here, but you do you. A little bit of spy work. It's weird. It feels weird. Good spy, bad spy, I don't know. How do I define that? Depends. Not my business. There is a wood wizard here. I think we refer to him as Merlin. Flip it. So you might also work with magician type modalities as an expression of your source in sorcery. When I said that, sorcery, chim jiminy, chim chiminy, chim chim chiroo. Good luck will rub off when I shake hands with you. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. I don't know the words now. I apologize to thee. Da 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 da. Good luck. Yeah. Faith in the process. Cave of Hearth Fires. So when I had said I'm thanking God, it's because I actually saw someone on their knees, the football player on their knees. The, like, was it like defense, or I don't know, insert football words. And positions. Prayer to particular constructs. This is like that's what it is. I'm struggling with finding words, which happens a lot, but this is different. Your connection is like cosmonaut ish esque. Cosmic naughty. Not psychonaut, not astronaut, cosmic naughty. This connection. I say this with the utmost light and love. It's like a dark heart. Why do I say dark? It's like, what is that when people do a song, like a band, and then is it a cappella? Or when they do it like just with a guitar, and oh damn it, like I'm okay. You know the word, you can put it below. I'm seeing Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, and he's just got his guitar, and it's like they do that thing where there's like, no drums, there's nothing. So whatever that is, and that's what I mean in that space, not dark as in bad or alone or sorrowful. This feels like what that freaking word is that I can't remember. Acoustic? Anyway, you get the gist. And it feels like I'm looking at a picture that originally was a sketch in black and white, and I was trying to perfect something. It's like learning how to be a sketch artist, and I was trying to sketch the perfect rendition of capturing the shadows and the shapes of the model of me, I, you, and me. And then I stopped trying to do that. I stopped trying to perfect the skill at being my life, my love, my light, my dark. And I surrendered in the process. I surrendered to the space that leads me somehow back to the feeling. I'm seeing a crown, like the crown games, of perfecting my own power. I want to erase the word perfect, but I know it's there, and I feel like I'm lying if I try and say no. It's like, no, I'm trying to perfect it. I might try to release the word perfection to please other people or to seem open and honorable, but really I'm not. That's just how I'm feeling. I'm like, no, I really want to perfect it. Because it's a personal process. And now how that power is projected out is the cosmonauty. Like that, I don't know how else to say it. It's like cosmic knot music in whatever that version of music is. Yeah. And so power seems important here. Over, unto, within, without, cosmic power. I'm seeing the genie from Aladdin when I say that. And he comes in, ooh, 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 ooh. That's how I'm seeing that. Also, I want to say thank you, Nirvana, the heart-shaped box song. But I wanted to, like Nirvana, Nirvana is a heart-shaped box. That's how I want to say that. It is a heart-shaped box. And it is part of the Crown games. There's a book in here as well. It's like I'm reading a lot. There's also like a Scottish dog here. I think, is it like a Yorkie? There's something along those lines. There's also a bigger dog here, but they are huge. It's like I can hear them like Clifford the Big Red Dog. Like it's just a big dog. But that little Scottish right there, dog is there as well. The mantid thing is coming back. There's also, I see the eye there. There's a double head serpent. One head. Okay, so the body is a worm. One head is a snake, one head is a serpent. And that's that source and sorcery. That is that light and that dark. Yes. Yeah, there's an energy here. I'm just going to note that this message is for one that I'm looking really closely at. It feels like a masculine energy, and it's like I want to have, or maybe you're aware of, like their akasha or something like that. Like I'm trying to understand something, whether it's your masculine energy or masculine energy outside of your interactions, person, place, or thing. And I'm trying to look into the akasha about this. I don't know that my intentions when I step into this is pure as I'd like to think, but or maybe as pure as I tell myself. But I'm now I don't know. Maybe there's somebody sniffing around you. I don't know. Maybe you're the sniffer, the sniff dog. Okay, you know why this feels like I'm being. Okay. There is something that has been said out loud from a book that created an opening through the spine. So maybe it's Kundalini energy that emerged to this energy that is now of you, for you, a servant of. It feels like something like that has happened. I am kind of going back to Aladdin, when the genie comes out of the bottle, but it was about a book. It's something in a book, about a book, something read, something said. This lifetime, another lifetime, I don't know. You're very big, cosmonaut. You're so placing coherence works different. And I'm not going to constipate myself trying to figure it out. Because I will let you do your thing. I will let you do your thing, Cosmonaut. There could have also been another, a lifetime where a woman specifically raised or called like you were, oh, thank you. That's way more helpful. So I'm seeing the show Once Upon a Time. I understand I'm stumbling through this, but like I said, your cosmonautic kind of connection is different. So I'm really trying to do my best to navigate. And I'll be honest with you as well. I'm trying not to set off any booby traps that you may have. Just being straight up honest, because I get it and I respect it. And I'm like, good, awesome. But I'm still here trying to navigate it. In the show, Once Upon a Time, based on all the fairy tale characters, I believe it's Snow White, where like the evil queen is like mirror, mirror on the wall, right? And who's the fairest of them all? And Snow White would come up. So that's the story. I feel I'm now, however you might place this. Now, I'm not trying to give you a villain to adhere to, or, you know, to have this vision of retaliation. But whether this is internal or external, something about that, again, it's like the book or the mirror, there's something that has been said that created a cloud. Is it a cloud, though? It brought about a veil, for sure. Oh man, if you're still here, I hope I am honorably saying enough basic things to acknowledge the scope of something I have no bearings of. Muscles are coming through. Cave of Rivers. So you have faith. I'm not talking about religion. Maybe you have a religion. But you have faith in a process of power. At play, maybe? You might be really good at like chess or analyzing. Oh, there's the chessboard. Come to Life, card 43. This is how I want to say this. Cosmonaut, living in color, where you are from, as the earliest point of reference that we might remember to feel like at home was in color. And coming here, being here, feels like going back to, or not back, turning into black and white. You know, when technology works from black and white into color. This seems to be the opposite. But the color's coming back. You are part of the coloring. The word wants to be written. This is this scroll. Okay. Conscious connections is on the bottom. Of the self with another, people in your life, the few versus the many, the difference between attention and connection, etc. It kind of reminds me of one of those stories when maybe what drives somebody to be in a position of power, and it's like when you get there you're like, but I won't do that when I'm president, or I won't do that what I went through, I won't do that. I'll make sure I am this kind of king or queen energy. Maybe they're also positions, but really it could be that essence of your home, of your kitchen, of your friendships, of your whatever your connections are. There's always king queen energy. Again, equal in essence, but how they're expressed is fluent and flexible. And if that's not there, if that isn't there, it's not for you. Because then you know it's like there's a different game being played, and again you have a cosmonaut kind of connection. It's all very different. It's like ugh. It's like it just, when I said that one, it's like the gameplay, you're like, oh, again, I don't want it to come off snotty, but it's just, you need to decide if you're teaching your connection how you receive or not. But when you do make connections, it emanates beyond you. And that's kind of what makes it the cosmos even bigger. Because there's always two here. And there's two here. This could be you and your higher self. You and your twin flame, if you align with that. The magic and the mundane. The cosmo of the macro to the micro. To you and a lover. To you and your job. To you and your friend. To you and your foe. Do you write music? Or something that you do or write is like music to my ears? I also feel like something about when you were 27 to 32, if you're in that time frame of years, 27 to 43 is the biggest number here. 27 to 43. This could have been a process of investigating, it almost like interrogating the individual self, soul, and spirit. When you make a connection that cares, I'm going to say it this way, within the self or external, human higher self, light and dark, this, that, or the other, or you and another person who holds the whole of that and the whole of that in this hybridization. I know I've wandered far, but not too far. But this is almost like kind of the beauty and bounty of this hybridized cosmonaut. When you make a connection that you care about with the person, place, or thing, or within yourself, what you accomplish goes beyond what you could do on your own. And that's not because it's not enough on your own, or again, it's these hierarchies don't apply to the hybrids. They just don't. It's because there's a whole of a hybrid here, there's a whole of a hybrid here, and then it can kind of become this whole of Rubik's Cube of wholeness beyond the concept of containment. They're whole, they're your higher self, your humans, apply what you will. But when you make this connection with somewhere, something else, it actually becomes bigger than even if you're to do whatever this is. It's like being in a band. That's what, frig. It's like being in a band. Yes, you can do things solo and have a solo career, but sometimes being a part of that band makes it bigger. and you're on the road, or you go through things that expand more than even a solo career would have. And I think that you've done the solo thing for some time. And then we could flip it and say maybe you've done the band thing and now you're ready to go solo. Here's the interesting thing. In a band, ready to go solo. Been solo, ready to be in a band. Put these two hybrids together and they're whole. They have an understanding. Frig. Oh my god. My hybrid human. I hope the flower of life is coming through. I hope I've done you some justice in this, because it feels holistic, but maybe just different. And there's not a whole lot that answers anything for you, but then there's a whole lot of books, there's a whole lot of things, there's a whole lot of areas of interest, and maybe they help for an answer, but I kind of feel like you are the answer. And whatever you decide to investigate or have interest in, you got faith, in a far out faith. Like far out, dude. All right. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. This was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I do also want to say, while just before I'm going to get ready to close this out, you are not alone. You're not the only one. So, you are not alone. There are many, many hybrids, but it seems that the hybrids hide a little bit or don't express their hybridization as much. They try to fit into one or the other and hold that as a compartment to lead with. But it's kind of like maybe you're noticing it more and more. And again, if they're a fit, they're a fit. Okay, I'm going to stop trying to figure this out in a language. I'm grateful for the experience. This was amazing. Is there anything else? No, we're good. Okay. I love you. Until next time. Bye.